Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to another episode where I review new affordable fountain pens for school. This is another Chinese product, as you can see. I bought this from a local Chinese store. They sell different products made in China. The owners are Chinese, and I paid for this set 14 lei, as you can see here, or the equivalent of 2.84 euros or 3 American dollars. And you can see it's all written in Chinese, no translations on it. But I have an app on my phone, and basically they translate this as being hip tone stationery, and the factory number is 5808. Right here it says the contents of this pack. So right over here, guys, it contains two fountain pens. You see one here and one here, four ink cartridges, and one ink converter. Here it is mentioned the diameter of the ink converters and the ink cartridges, and it's mentioned that two ink cartridges are black and the other two are blue. On the other side of the pack we have the same Hipton stationery, and right here it says how to replace the ink cartridges. It has different drawings, and first you have to unscrew the barrel of the pen. Here you must take out the old ink cartridges. This apply a new full ink cartridge, and here you screw back the pen, and I believe here is the instructions for the ink converter. So you unscrew it, and after that you put back the barrel. Right here are some instruction or recommendations. Please verify if the ink cartridge is properly installed before use. After you insert the ink cartridge, please hold the pen with the nib down for 30 seconds till 1 minute before use. A note, it can contain small internal parts not suited for younger babies because this is a barrel for choking. And right here we have Nansing City KAIYUE Stationery Company Limited, and this particular pen was made in the industrial park Wenzhen in the city of Nanchang in the province of Shaanxi. I'm sorry for my pronunciation, guys. Probably this is a standard of the execution right here. So different standards of execution. Before I will open this, let me tell you that this reminds me of other Chinese designs. I have here another Chinese pen. I call those model rainbows. If you want to see their reviews, I will leave it on the screen. But of course, all are heavily inspired by the Lamy design, the Lamy Safari. This is not a Lamy Safari, this is a Lamy Joy, but it has lots of similar design traits that the Chinese had copied. But again, a very nice price for a very interesting set. And I have my scissors here, and I will open it. I will just cut this material. It's quite difficult to open if you don't have a knife or some scissors, but I hope it's everything all right. Let me take out the last part, and now I will try to open like this. And as you can see, it opens quite difficult. Okay, let me see if I can open. Yes. So I will take the cap of the first fountain pen. I will take this pen, and I will try to reach the other pen. So one of the pen will use the ink converter, and probably the other I will test it using one type of ink cartridge. and I must reach them also. So I have the ink converter here, and let me see if I can reach one of these. Okay, I just need one of them. Okay, it's like this. I will leave this aside. I will put it right over here. Also, I need to take out the scissors. And let me show one of the fountain pens. All plastic design, as you can see, heavily inspired by the Lamy Safari model, including the ending of the cap. What is interesting about this model is its beautiful rainbow nib, as you can see in different colors. This is an extra fine nib. I'm not so sure what is written there, those Chinese characters. Maybe you can tell me. It has a simple plastic feed. Here it has this open ink window. The barrel unscrews like this, and in this model I will insert this black ink cartridge. You can see it has a length like a medium ink cartridge. I will insert it like this. You heard that click sound, and I hope it's alright. Look, here it is, a ring, a plastic ring, and be careful guys not to lose that ring. As they said in the instructions, I will put the cap back on, and I will leave it in this position for, I believe, for, I don't know, 1 minute. So let's put it right here. I hope it will stay. Yes, like this. And now I have the other one. You can see that this has a little bit of shade of violet, and this is a light blue colored one. Quite nice. I'm curious to see what the nib of this one will be. And interesting enough, this is not a rainbow nib. It's a simple steel nib. Also EF written on it, extra fine, and some Chinese characters. And on this, I will use this interesting ink converter. I believe it's by the principle of a syringe, and look like this. Okay, I will put it on the pan. Let me see. So I have here the pan. I will insert it. It does not need to be screwed in, so like this. And I will put the body. It's interesting that you can see through this window the level of ink in the ink converter, so quite a nice trait. So let me place this here, and I will leave also the dimensions of the fountain pens on the screen, and after that I will do the writing sample. But first of all, let me change the angle of the camera, guys, for you to see better what I will write with the fountain pen. So let me take this aside, and I will use this notepad over here. Okay, like this. And I hope now you will see better. Okay, I think this is the right angle. So I have here my notepad. And first of all, let me see. I will need an ink bottle for the ink converter. And I have one available right here. It is a Faber-Castell. It is a pink, a Faber-Castell pink ink. It was contaminated with a little bit of dark blue ink, so you'll see it has a different shade. And I will try this ink first on the ink converter before we will do the review of the other ones. So let me show you guys what I'm doing. I'm unscrewing the barrel. You can see that the syringe is like this. Okay, I will put it in ink, and now I will draw the ink, and probably I will draw again like this. Okay guys, let me take a little tissue and clean it. Okay, and now I'm ready for the sample, the writing sample. One of the advantages using an ink cartridge is the fact that you can start writing with the fountain pen and you don't have to wait 30 seconds before using it. Of course, this is used for the first time. So I will leave it right in that position 1 minute more till I finish the writing sample with this one. So, what do I have here? I have a Hipton stationery product. The name or the production code is 5808. This is a product made in China. Made in China. In the province of Xiangxi and the city of Nanchang. Okay, guys, probably it is better for me to zoom for you to see better what I'm writing over here. Yes, like this. This has a simple, so it is a simple steel nib. It is an extra fine nib, and I must tell you it writes quite fine. Maybe in European terms as a standard it writes like an F nib. I won't say an extra fine nib, certainly not like the Japanese extra fine nibs. And let me test if this nib has a little bit of flex. So you can see no flex to it. Although it is an extra fine nib, I believe it's quite a juicy nib, and I will show this to you. So quite juicy nib. And now I will see if we have some line variance. So here I'm not applying pressure, and right here I am starting to apply pressure. So you can see no visible line variance. So no line variance, no variation depending on the pressure you put on the nib. Being a juicy nib, it should do a signature quite well, and you can see it's suited for doing signature. Yes. Now let me test if we can reverse write with it. So reverse writing. So here I believe we have an extra fine nib, and it usually writes like a fine one. So you can see the difference between them. Okay guys, now let me tell you about the fox, and I will zoom out because I will write as large as I can. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So what can I tell you guys? It is quite a nice writer, and it certainly has a little feel of a scratch to it, but it's not a scratchy nib, don't get me wrong, but it is not a butter smooth nib. It has its feedback, but I like the way it writes. So a nice writer. And now I've tested this. I'm closing its cap. Let me see if we can post this. And yes, it can be posted. Okay. Let me put this here. And I will use also this. And just for comparison reasons, I will try to write near the other one. It should write the same. Practically the nibs have the same specification, extra fine nib, but this is a rainbow nib, so it must have been thermically treated to look like this. Okay guys, first of all, let me see if it writes. Unfortunately, the nib hasn't reached the nib and the grip section, and for this reason guys, I need to apply a little pressure on this cartridge, and I hope it will write. Let me apply pressure to it, and in the same time I'm trying to write with it. And no, bear in mind that these Chinese made ink cartridges are made from a very resistant plastic, so even though I'm trying to apply pressure, I can't do it. And worst case scenario, I will dip it in the pink ink, but I will try to see if I can apply pressure on it. I'm not trying to break it. But look at this guys, I did not apply enough pressure for this ball, and I hope you can see. So this ball, it's in the same place, so I did not apply pressure. And one of the tricks is do like this, and now it's in. And now we should wait for 30 seconds guys, but I don't have the time to wait. But look, it writes, so a good thing that it writes. Let me take it again. So right here, a Hipton stationary, where it's quite strange guys, because this seems a little bit smoother than the other nib. And again, this is not a simple steel nib. I will call it a rainbow steel nib with EF on it. It seems to be quite smoother than the other type. I'm curious to see now if we have some flex. So no flex to it. It seems again to be quite a juicy nib, and I will show it to you right here guys. Yes, the same as the other, and I bet it does also a signature quite well. And in reverse writing, I'm curious to see. So here, reverse writing, and definitely an extra fine in reverse writing and a fine in simple mode. Let me see if we have some line variations. So here no pressure, and here I'm starting to apply pressure. No visible, no line variance. And now let me tell you about the quick brown fox. So okay, like this. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So guys, and now I'm noticing that I've written with it uncapped. I will put back the barrel. So interesting guys, between the two nibs, the simple steel nib and the rainbow nib, this seems smoother than the other, so it doesn't have that feedback, that annoying scratching feeling. So this was my review of this Chinese made pen. It is quite similar with those pen that I've shown you already on my channel, and those are made by another Chinese production, and it writes on them Cran, and you can see, but the nib seems to be the same, and also the feeders, the plastic feeders are the same. Not so sure if they are made by the same producer, or maybe this Hipton I've reviewed is just a copy. Let me see if this cap is compatible. So it is compatible with the other one. Practically they have the same dimension and the same compatible parts. So guys, this was my review of an affordable set. Tell me what you think in the comments. It's certainly worth the $3 US. I think it's an affordable price. It is quite nice because you can use two fountain pens with the black ink or with the blue ink provided by the ink cartridges, and with the ink converter you can use it for to write in different colors. Too bad that the nibs are the same type, extra fine. I would prefer a medium one on the other, or a broad one, but it is what it is, guys. At $3 new, you don't have anything to complain about those pieces. So this was my review, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please support my activity by subscribing to my channel. I will see you again in the next episode. Till then, have a nice day, my friends, and God bless you all. Bye bye.